here goes heckin' nothing, I guess. I'm gonna pop that to track 2 just. Who knows? We'll see. Okay. Pop this up. Nice. All right. Time to get to work just about. There we go. Pop that there. Cool. Okay, we gotta capture the thing in data. No, void pointer data isn't quite correct. It would have to be cast to pointer of what I'm looking at, which is gonna be a tuple probably of bus and what? It's gonna be bus in the event that I want to send. Right. All right. Scope type def. Type def. I'm gonna name this thread data. This other way around. Type def standard. We're gonna do standard pair. And it's gonna be metamorph engine. No. Metamorph engine. We got bus pointer. And metamorph engine event pointer. And it's gonna be thread input. And now what I'm gonna do is const auto thread one input equals make pair blah, but you are a direct standard pair, you're not a, so I need to do like new make pair. this is going to be memory address of bus, memory address of event A. So that should be a pointer, pair pointer, perfect. Duplicate that, and we want event B. Make sure we throw in our freeze here at the end, or delete. Why did that not fail? Okay. What do I want going here now? So in the first one, we're going to do and we're actually going to do this for both. Do you also need the you will also need a spy, huh? All right, fine. Bus thread data. Now you're gonna have const metamorph engine event bus pointer boop event, and then metamorph. You don't want to be metamorph engine. I need metamorph. Metamorph. Oops. Metamorph engine event pointer pointer, please. Thank you. I want pointers to this stuff. So now, if right here I do const auto, there we go. Bus event B. And you're now a pointer. Perfect. say const. Because now I can do red data bus message, right? Is it because of that? It's because these are const. Yeah, all right. Is that not the case? Oh, it's better. The thing is, that event is const, huh? Oh, it's because of, right. There we go. Send message on channel. Right, I guess I technically didn't need to pass in the spy function, huh? Because it doesn't call it directly. Yeah, because we register it beforehand. Okay, that's fine. I actually might want to do some like setup stubs because the multi-threading thing is going to be a pain if I repro it every test. I'll do that in a bit. I can build a fixture or something. Um, Guessing wait thread's a join, technically. Yeah, so this is the join. Add state detach get tail clean up, yeah. Guess SDL delay would be the correct way to do this then. What SDL delay? That's in milliseconds. So we'll do in so we'll do 10 times so in theory you do have access to SDL, I think. Solution Explorer, because I'm in Metamorph Test. Yeah, it has the SDLs and SDL includes as well. And the reference for it. So theoretically I can do pound include. Oops. Oh, for heaven's sake. Or better said, I could do like SDL. Wait, is that delay just global? I could have sworn I saw an SDL delay thing somewhere. Oh yeah, here we go. SDL timer. Alright, now it's happy. Now let's make that 5 seconds. Yeah, I don't want to wait 10 seconds every time I run this thing. I'm gonna do the same thing in this second one, except no wait. Actually, that's hilarious because, yeah, this message won't take too long. Unless something receiving the message takes a long time. Which would be the spy function. Alright, so let's go enhance spy function, I guess, then. I want standard function, void. So it's going to return nothing, and then yeah, so we can do that. Spy function will create itself. So we're going to call callback. And it's going to be value. Okay, and now at this point, okay, we take back the callback, callback the value with the t value. Okay, cool. And it just needs to do something. Call stop pushback. Yeah, callback value. So I guess constructor for this one. Yeah, so default's nothing. So now if I come back here, these should still compile because your default is set. But if I want, I can do something like, yeah. All right, sweet. Spy functions are sick. It just needs to be function that returns nothing, takes in t. Okay. Takes in, what is this gonna be? Met, oh, for a second, metamorph engine. Event E. And then what we are going to do is SDL underscore delay 5. There we go. Yeah, here we go. thread data 1 goes here, and then thread data 2 goes here. Yep, there we go. So, channel, wait on message. And then we do, what am I going to consider out here? Yeah, so we actually need to remove that. I mean, technically I don't need the other thread functions. I can just do this because it's going to be the same. Just needs to send it and then cause the, yeah, all right. Okay, yeah, so up here, check calls, get empty, blah, blah, blah. So now if I check for spy, oh, that's async though. Oh, this is scuffed. So thread 1 creates thread 2. They're both going to call the same channel. Actually, I'm not sure how to compose this. Take that and then these are effectively sending messages at similar times. Okay, let's do a naive approach first and see if it's worth investigating something more put together. So if I do equals 1 spy, so they're both gonna get called. Also, spy thread is not thread safe. Get calls.empty dot size. Okay, so I could pass an event thing here. Yeah, I need to build some fixtures. This is a scuffed test right now. I will work on that later. But the existing test set should run. Yeah. All right. Looking at. Yeah, that's actually useful. Okay. Yeah, all right, makes sense. And then you're the related header for that. Yep, checks out. Wrap bus functions with mutex locks. It's a naive thing right now, but I'll improve it down the line. There we go. Nice. Building the input system, what we've been chasing after for an age. By an age, I mean 3 days. And yeah, fetch. I want main, please. Sync. So this will be my first usage of of the event bus, or my first proper implementation instead of just a naive one. So we're gonna call this input mapper, or input bus does. Why didn't you create your friend? All right, Resharper. So do I imp or extend the event bus, or do I just use one? I think I just use one. I don't think I need to. Yeah, alright. We'll just wrap around it. Yes, okay. Alright, we're gonna have to namespace things correctly. Now we're gonna do include event bus. The event bus. Does it need to have its own, or do we give it one? I think it needs to have its own, and then we subscribe out from it. Maybe it shouldn't wrap. Maybe it should actually have or be an event bus and then call it. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. No, it wouldn't make sense because it has to adapt. Yeah, input mapper. It has to adapt SDL stuff. Internal bus. All right. Should input mapper be a singleton as well? I think, well, because it just sends out the events and then things can subscribe to it on there. Yes. Think it should be its singleton because everything's going to receive the event in an arbitrary order on the called chain. It doesn't go up or down a parent. It's just in a description bus. Yes. All right. Singleton model metrics had good. Yeah, let's start with that. Public, private. All right, public. Metric, or no, input, oh my god. Input mapper. Const, input mapper reference. Yep, so that makes sense. Metrics reference operator blah 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 equals that should be input mapper. That's what I get for going off a reference because I'm just rewriting the frickin' reference. Static input mapper static. No constructor yet? Yeah. All right, now I do input mapper. And then normal destructor. Oh, geez. Let's go to hi, hon. Oh, hi. Sorry I missed you. How you doing? Oh, you said you're lurking. You're lurking. Cool. Hi. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, the heart attack I just got. Okay, so we have the singleton, we have the event bus mapped in here. The public members are going to be as such. Well, okay, it does need a callback, so standard function main. What do you give? It's the event state, so I need an app state, SDL event, app result. SDL event. Yeah, sort of. That's what I need. So I need to take SDL event pointer, SDL underscore event pointer. And it's going to be wait, no, it does not need to be a callback. Right. It just needs to be void. And it's going to be void. Send event. And it's going to be SDL event pointer event. So yeah, the send event will do that. Okay. I'll be pushing that there. Standard hash. There's no hash map. Technically, this should be the other way around. And I need to find input stuff. All right. Enum. Oh shit. Except it's gonna be even simpler than that. Yeah, we're just gonna do up, down, left, right. Yeah. All right. All right. Class input mapper. All right. Somebody should probably implement this stuff. So I need to map from one to the other, and I need to make sure these are hashable. I know integers are hashable easily. That's easy, but that's a value. That's not a key. The key is going to be interesting because SDL events is your type SDL event. Whoa. Where's SDL event type defined? So if I pop in here, SDL event type. Here we go. All right, these are literally just numbers. All right, those are hashable. without me doing any magic. So standard unordered map, SDL event type, which is integral. And function void. I don't want that. I want input event type. SDL2, and this is going to be input event. In fact, I could even have it so we just build one of these out as a first class type, and then yeah, all right, makes sense. Type def SDL to input, or yeah, SDL to input map, which is just this. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah. Go away. All right. Yep, we're gonna make that const, and we'll build it out here in the constructor when we create that. Because all that map needs to do is convert a set of things to another set of things, and all right, and then pass that into the mapper, and then the mapper will handle the event sending. I can't hand you. Yeah, so get instance needs to have guess I want remapping. I can't make that const, huh? All right. And then void set map. This way users can change the input mapping at runtime. Perfect. Okay, cool. Can I have like an enum with attributes? C++ enum with values. I'll just check their. Probably not an integral type. the heck is that? Well, this is just indexed. I could just technically build a list of the event types instead of using an enum, because the integral doesn't really matter too much to me, because I can just hash the values. Because I can hash strings, and I can just use their index within the... And it would map easier in JSON as well. Okay, yeah, let's not do event input type like that. Let's do... set of strings as named values, which should just be... I guess the best way to do this is writing it out like the difficult way, huh? And then doing the string interpolations after, or input event type. All right, I see what I have to do now. And then I have to define like what those event types are, and then go from there. Okay, I can do that. Class input event type. String Yeah, there's no way to statically do this without declaring them out. Yeah, type restrictions in C++ are not what I want. At this point, I'm going to do strings. In fact, we're just going to call them channels now. Because that's what I'm doing behind the scenes anyway. Yeah, alright. SDL to input map. So we can do that, and then we can do, you know, set that, get the reference, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. It'll call out bus. That's the channel right there. And then we go from there. Okay, that makes sense. Ow. Okay, let's go fishing. All right. Yeah, that doesn't need set map and pin map. Yeah, you don't do anything. I mean, I think these two can be default, right? Those two can default because I'm not doing any fun things with pointers. So all I need to really implement is... That already takes care of itself. Set map and send event. All right. SDL event pointer. Yeah, I enjoyed that band, bud. There it is. SDL event. Okay, now this is the interesting part because the map is the lookup table for going from the SDL event type to thing. And then I'll need to adapt that data out, which is going to be interesting. I forgot about adapting the data for the SDL event, so I could pass it as... I could serial and deserialize it, technically. But that would also defeat the purpose. Yeah. Ow. Ow. So bus dot... Sorry. This. Internal bus dot send message on channel. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. How are you doing, friend? You joined on a programming stream. Oh, you poor thing. Alright, send a message on channel. So the event is what I need to build here. Or the... The channel name is going to be tired all of the time. All of the time. Yeah, same. Same. Absolutely hecking same. Channel payload. Alright, so channel's going to be... I need map or internal. What's the map? What did I name it? And then this is going to be event type. This type. And then click that there. Payload's going to be empty. What's your issue? Event type shared events. Argument type uint32. Have I been? Oh god. Okay, hold on. All right, Kano first. Been dating my girl for almost a year this July, so that's been good. Hell yeah! Have I been? I'm okay, surviving everything and trying to not pay attention to the world collapsing. Get to see my girlfriend in a few months, so that'll be cool. Hi Sam, stopping by briefly. This is the first time I hear of SDL. Yeah, it's kind of a low-level graphic, or it's not even graphics type. It's like a low-level, or I should say medium level, not low-level. It abstracts away the like operating system level stuff and provides as low level as reasonable without like building a freaking engine or a huge framework around it. So I still have to write all the engine and mechanics myself. But things like driver detection and interfacing with file system or audio APIs, things like that. That is all taken care of by SDL. So it's a step above doing like OpenGL or OpenVK or like Vulkan or OpenAL like directly, but it's like one step above. The rest I still have to implement on my own. SDL event type. You are supposed to be a uint32, yes? The type def is up here. Those don't. Yeah, that's 255 or above 255. What about in comparison with SFML? I remember trying to mess around with that. It's okay. SFML is even higher level. So SFML provides a lot of convenience and math and things like that. It provides a lot more help, and does a few more layers of abstraction than SDL. SDL is quite literally, here's the here's the pointer to the buffer. Fill it yourself, kind of thing, right? Whereas SFML actually gives you a place to render to some nice functions. SDL kind of gives you some of that, but not in the same way that SFML does, where it abstracts a lot out. SDL is just very much on the board of we took away we abstracted out operating system level things. Now it's your problem. Whereas SFML actually tried to be a little more framework friendly for developing applications rather than for developing like low level performant programs such as video games, for example. SFML is, I don't think it's built on, I'm not sure if it's built on SDL. Let me find out. SFML. Learn. Home. They recently did an update to 3.0. Pretty much at the same time that SDL did theirs, which is kind of feels... That's not what I'm after. You know what? You know what? I'll get you a. We'll do the gross thing. We'll do the modern day thing. We'll open the chat. SFML versus SDL3. SFML3 versus SDL3. Yeah, there we go. Is it done yet? Yes. All right. Purpose and scope. SFML high-level library designed for simplicity, ease of use. Provides modules for graphics, audio, blah blah blah. Ideal for small and medium-sized projects for developers who want a quick start. Was SDL low-level library focused on providing access to hardware and system-level features, acts as a foundation for game engines and multimedia applications, offers more control but requires more effort to implement higher-level features. And that is yeah. It's that's technically not true. It has some lightweight rendering within itself, but don't worry about that. All right, built-in audio module, low level. Yeah. So like this like pulls a lot of the abstractions out. This whereas SDL like you'd have to write your own audio handlers. Like I'm writing my own engine. Like I'm writing the basics. SFML, easy to use, full window management. Yeah. Yeah, so SFML abstracts a lot of things out. Yeah, it's fun. Okay. Now you know. Okay, back here. Event type, argument type, event 32. Test type, key type. Conversion of first argument type event type is ill-formed. Cannot convert uint32 to parameter type standard. Unordered map standard event type. Key type. Watch me be ambitious and try to pick up SDL. Do it. It's fun. So theoretically, that is correct. SDL event type. So is that not actually? Oh golly! All right. Oh, it's a const to a non-const. Is that the mapping problem here? Yeah, okay, because it's in union type. Oh no. So SDL event is the okay. So if I do like common event, your type is still a uint32. Are all of these types US SDL event type? Yeah, so those are defaulting to the type here, right? Alright, when I come out here in main, for example, type event, type you into the in enum event type. Yeah, so that's so what if I just say uint 32? Would you be happy if I did that? Would you be fine if I... You would. Alright. To convert the payload or adapt the payload, yeah. And then it's gonna be E. Well, in theory, that input mapper is almost done. Let's come here to main. That input mapper should be thread safe. SDL mutex. Mutex. And now I can no longer default these. Boop, boop, boop. Just have to manage the mutex. I don't think I managed the mutex in the event bus, did I? Oh. Well, we'll get there. Pretty accurate, actually. Nice. Thanks, AI. Alright. Of course I have to do that. And then SDL underscore. Yeah. Thing is, this one's a low traffic territory, so I don't see this one becoming a major. Oh, for heaven's sake. SDL. Like mutex. In this case, it only has to do with the fact that I'm using the input map, so I can unlock it there. Yeah, it's only interactions with the map that matter. Okay, and then also in the event bus. Hey friend, you have a mutex in you somewhere. Yeah, here you are. I'm impressed the event bus worked at all. Hold on. Oh, it probably has a null pointer. It won't. If mutex is null, it will return immediately, having locked nothing. Yep, the event bus isn't thread safe yet. Alright. I guess that does allow me to like toggle if the event bus is thread safe or not by creating or destroying the mutex. And that could be a performance thing, because like some I don't want, but I could just make separate buses at that point. I don't need to like toggle. And it might just be good practice for them to always be thread safe. All right, fine. Event bus. Oop. All right. Real quick, I'm gonna retest that event bus. Metamorph test. We're gonna clean the whole solution while we're doing this. Clean. All right. See if it at least compiles and builds. All right, those still pass. That makes me happy. Okay, so I guess. Oh. Time to test the mapper? Or the input mapper? I'm so confused about this. Alright. Source, util. Probably will need the spy function to test things. And I want Input mapper. I think I get it now. Hi. How you doing, Justin? Attempt to use deleted constructor. Input mapper's constructor was deleted now. It's perfectly visible. It's just a singleton because it's managing a pointer. You've changed your mastering again? Of course you have. How's that going for you? Yeah, your reference goals? Well, that's a start. Like, we talking like loudless metrics, or like we talking like reference tracks, like it just sounds nice? Or is the answer yes? Both. All of the above. Select star from things. Okay, technically I can do something. It's so good. All excellent. All right. Iron. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. We are going to be smart. And yes, I know that's broken. I know you're broken. Default constructor missing. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, these. Poof. But I'm gonna do hover. I was trying loudness EQ, mid-side, sub weight balance, and also, of course, it's not 100% because it's a different track. But you're happy? All right, good, good. Okay, so you. Ah. So it needs to be standard unique pointer. You're good, like matching those? Nice. Standard making 8, SDL. That's the thing, is make unique typing to the pointer type. But that's not. SDL mutex is incomplete. Means materializes. couldn't just like I think I can like just do a direct assignment, right? Because it's almost like a make unique except without an emplacement. So equal, and then I just do SDL underscore create mutex. How about like all right, hold on. So there's a non-zero chance I could mutex with frickin' the native SDK instead of SDL, but SDL does a lot of the abstractions for me and makes things together. Because, yeah, make unique is technically the correct way to do that, but SDL mutex is not a class, it's a... Well, it's a struct. Because that's the thing is, this isn't a class, it's a struct, and it's just... In the header, you're just gonna get a... Because my thoughts are to have this thing, like, auto-managed. Thread safety is a pain in the butt. Cause if I come here, you're not gonna let me click on that, are you? It's because I have a buffer. No, it is not because I have a buffer. Yeah, all right. I just need to make sure that when I'm doing this, it locks down send and sets. Okay, technically, all I have to do is initialize. The pointer might delete itself. Oh no, because we want. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, how do I lifetime manage this thing? All right. So SDL mutex pointer mutex. There's just no questions. I need this. Technically, this will be fine right now because I don't have a creation of it, and this the input mapper would be fine. And then if I come out here to the test, I figured it would have been fine. Is it because I made it const? Nope, that's why. So those lifetime functions probably were fine. Looks right. Also looks correct. All right. You should still be happy. There we go. Cool. So auto-reference the mapper. I need a map. So metamorph engine. SDL. Cool. Equals test channel down. Percent map. All right. So the map is set up. I need to do some pass-throughs because if I do send event without listening to anything on its internal bus. Yeah. All right. So event bus, what do I need to pass through? And I can just pass these into, yeah. All right, that makes sense. Genuinely, all I think I need is... Wait. I guess internal bus is... Well, no, the bus should also be thread safe on its own. I should not need mutexes here. Okay. I go to input mapper. And you're also void, no return type. I don't think send message on channel is actually what I want to share because I don't want to publish. Yeah, this is just adapting. Okay. So now if I come back to the test. Mapper dot create listener on channel, test channel down. S const standard. Channel name, test channel. All Map. Yeah, I don't care about payload. I just need to know that the event got called. All right, mapper dot. How do I make an SDL event? SDL, SDL underscore event. Event dot, whoops. Event dot type. Event. Reference to event. All right, pop that, pop that. All right, let's see if it even tries to pass. Come on, please, you got this. I got errors. It did not build. This is sweet. What are more multiply symbols defined? Is because of that. It might be because of that. Wait, event bus. Oh yeah, it's because this is defined. Test simple input mapping. Or test, I should just say single instead of simple. Alright. Do you build now? Not for heaven's sake. Oh, init unit test suite? Who? Are the different tests actually like stepping on each other? Yeah, so the unit test suite is Huh. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, that worse. Oh, no, it needs to go before, right. Nope. Alright. So technically, I only need to define this once in the solution. So let's come out here to the solution. Root dot. This is metamorph test suite. I don't like putting pragmas inside of source files, but in this case it kind of makes sense for the test suite. Yeah, there it is. Because this will never get it defined. Make it the header. And then in all of our tests, pound include root dot test dot h. Oh, right. Hilarious. That looks better. Yeah, there we oh. Damn. Um huh. So even that include is not good. So let's pop Does that mean technically just its existence will be fine? Will it still include it if I don't reference? All right. That's what I was missing. That's hilarious. Of course, the implementation gets brought in from here for that macro. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right. Input mapper. Let's see if you run. Run the whole suite, and the whole suite succeeds. Look at that. All right. We're getting there. The input mapper can map simple things. Let's do the second one. Test single input mapping. Test 2 input mapping. So map. SDL key down, key up. Vertical, yeah. Just run 9 now. That makes sense. Boop. And we're good. All right, let's do the modules thing because I saw that. Oh, I see. All right. I figured out how to get this to be a little cleaner. There's no code coverage. There's no way you actually figured out code coverage. So if I came here to like you and wanted to see the coverage, can you show me that? You can. Coverage worked? That's sick. All right. We get coverage results. Input mapper's almost ready. And did I... It's even... Yeah, it's even safe. All right, cool. Put mapper test. Test 2 input mapping, and I want... And what am I doing here? Test input map. I should say test. So that's 2 keys to the same channel. Let's do test multi-channel input mapping. Sweet. Well, that's a ship it moment. All right, I think that's what I'm gonna call it. I cleared off my short-term board on simple event systems. Next up will likely be a trial implementation of it, but I'm gonna do that offline. Thanks everyone who was here for watching. See y'all. Y'all are cool. Y'all are really cool.